Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. My name is Graham and welcome to my show, and I have no idea why, but I am just totally obsessed with watching these episodes. So get this, it's this channel on YouTube, it's called Channel 5, and basically what they do is they get these really rich, spoiled kids, and then they basically take away all their money, they strip away all the luxuries, and then they just film them and see how they react. It's an amazing concept, and so this episode today is titled, My Dad Pays for My Rich Lifestyle. Wait for it, Rich Kids Go Skint. So with that said, guys, with a title like this, we already know it's gonna be a banger episode. So first, we gotta destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And we gotta thank our video sponsor today, Simply Safe, but more on that later, because now we gotta go and see what this is all about. Enjoy.
Today's rich kid going skint is the daughter of an Iranian multi-millionaire from North London.
Is my hair okay?
Oh, you know that was unplanned, too. That's when they start filming like a minute early. They always do that. Everyone does that. You start filming, you get everything prepped, and then I always do that. Like, does my hair look good? Does it look good, Kai? I think everyone would do that, though.
My name's Seppi, I'm 21 and I'm a student. So I study medicine, it's quite difficult, long hours, but I make it happen.
Dude, so far it's not that bad. She's studying medicine? That is way beyond what some of these other people do. Like, what do you do?
Oh, yeah, I go on vacation. You know, I'm just taking it easy. I'm feeling a little burnt out lately from all the shopping, all the stress of life. So, going on vacation, I'm between
jobs right now. That's always the go-to. She's actually studying something that I think is pretty difficult. So you know what? Good on her so far.
In between my studies, I also do fashion blogging on my Instagram. I have around 35,000 followers.
Alex, she needs someone like you taking pictures, because I gotta say, look at this picture. First of all, she didn't even bother to turn on the lights in the living room, so already we could knock like 20% off of this picture. There's really no depth of field in this, and the picture's kind of blurry. She needs an actual photographer to follow her around, take some like nice pictures here.
My most liked photo, this one, it's got 24,035 likes. I think that it was a really cute outfit, and I guess so did 24,000 other people.
How did she get so many likes on that picture? I mean, I'm more about the aesthetics of the picture in the sense that like, wow, that's either a cool pose, it's a cool backdrop, you're doing something fun. I don't know, posing in the dining room to me just, it's not deserving of a like, in my opinion. You could roast me in the comments for that, but at least be outside, you know, at least be outside and I'll give it a like.
So this is my living room. It's extremely Persian. It's got the Persian rugs, the furniture imported straight from Iran, and it's really cozy.
Yeah, you know what the crazy thing is? That furniture is so expensive. So I used to do real estate in Beverly Hills, and I would say every other house is designed exactly like this. And what I didn't realize sometimes, some of these rugs that they have, like $15,000, $20,000. And some of the rugs even are so expensive that you don't walk on them. They're a rug that you don't use that they'll sometimes put up on the wall as a display because they're so expensive. I'm thinking, you know, if you want something to cover the wall, wallpaper. Just get some wallpaper. Maybe there's a hole behind it. You know what, even funnier? Imagine if there was a safe behind the rug. That would be the place to put the safe.
These carpets are about 40 to 50,000 pounds each.
Oh, I called it. And listen, she's stepping on it with her shoes. Why? If there's something that expensive, I'm not stepping on it. At least not with shoes. Like you step on it with socks that are clean right out of the laundry. And even then, imagine like eating a Big Mac over those and just like stuff just falls all over. It's 50 grand.
I would say my family's like the Persian version of the Kardashians.
I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if you want to say we're a Persian version of the Kardashians. I don't know if that's good or not. That's the problem.
So this is my shoe cupboard. I keep all my lubes here. There's a space empty for the one that I'm...
How does she pronounce that? Louboutin. That is Louboutin. 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 How does she say that?
I keep all my lubes here.
Louboutin. Louboutin. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't know.
Christian Louboutin.
You know, you've got like your classic Valentinos, Miu Miu, Mulberry, Louis Vuitton. You know, your everyday girl accessories.
Love how she just carried it every day. the everyday Gucci accessory, you know, the stuff that you wear every day. But you know what, after looking through her closet, I think the one thing that she needs is a good Simply Safe system, and thankfully our video sponsor today, Simply Safe, is here to help. For those of you not aware, Simply Safe is an incredibly effective, reliable home security system that makes sure your home is protected around the clock. It's shipped right to your door, it's extremely intuitive to use, you could set it up yourself in under an hour, and then from there your home is protected 24/7, all for the low price of 50 cents a day with no contracts. Plus, even better, they've got sensors to cover every window, room, and door, plus lots of great extras like water sensors, temperature sensors, and HD cameras. And listen, I'm not a handy person when it comes to setting up stuff like this by any means, but if I could do it myself in under an hour without even reading the instructions, anybody could do it. Not to mention, their devices are super sleek and small, so you won't even notice them. I really enjoy the peace of mind it gives me to be able to check in on my home from wherever I am, and Simply Safe makes that incredibly easy to do. Then, of course, if anything happens or if Simply Safe is alerted to anything, they will take the appropriate action to make sure the police get called. Lately, it's been really nice to be able to watch for packages anytime they get delivered, or if I go out of town for the weekend, I could arm my system directly from my phone and then check in on it whenever I like. Plus, I have to say, their customer service is incredibly helpful, and they have always been there for whatever I need. So if you're interested in learning more, or you want to try one out for yourself, go ahead and use the link down below in the description, or visit simplysafe.com/GrahamStephanShow to get one for yourself and see what all the excitement is about. And of course, with that said, let's get back to the video.
When I go out to dinner, I probably spend around £100 to £120, and if I drink alcohol, the bill will be significantly more.
Jeez, why? What a waste. What? Well, you know what? She's enjoying life, and she's studying medicine, so she needs an escape like that.
I don't really know how much I spend on myself a month. It would probably be 5 figures, but I'm definitely worth it.
5 figures? What makes her? How is she worth it? 5 figures a month. That's a big investment every single month just to pay for clothes and dinner so far.
The most extravagant thing I own is probably my car. I chose it myself, and then I told my dad about it after I got it.
I chose it myself. That's great. You know, I like at least she's honest about it. She's not like, hey, I worked so hard. This has been my goal for like the last 10 years. I saved up. I was smart with my money. I cut back on my spending. I stopped buying shoes. I bought my... No, just...
I saw it online. I picked it out myself. I picked out all of the options. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of tough decisions, but you know what? I picked it out, and then my dad paid for it.
So we start off with my salary. I work as a pharmacy dispenser, so my salary a month is £750 a month.
Okay, so right now, to provide some context, she's going to somebody else's house to see how they live. Because right now she's got this opulent lifestyle, but now she's able to see somebody else who's not making that much money, and then he's going to be going over his finances, so she gets a real idea of like what it's actually like in the real world, where people don't just get handed everything they want.
Then we get a top up from family tax credit. Yeah. So totaling that up, that gives us £1,490 a month. So we start off with the rent every month. So
It may sound a lot, but with 3 sons to support and bills to pay, there's little left in the pot at the end of every month.
Yeah, so basically this guy is making the equivalent of about, give or take, $1,900 a month US. And then after everything is said and done, he's pretty much at zero. So there's very little room to save anything here.
that leaves us with £490 for our food, our clothes, our petrol, the car wear and tear, or anything that might occur.
I like how they call it petrol instead of gas. It's petrol. It sounds so much more elegant. It's like, I'm gonna fill up the car with petrol today. It just sounds nicer.
So that's approximately £100 per person per month.
Exactly.
Wow, I can imagine.
Yeah, she does it. She spends more than that on dinner. Without alcohol, by the way. That's her dinner, one night, just on a whim.
I can imagine that can be really, like,
I mean, can you really, to be honest with you, can you really imagine what it will be like to live like this and with this kind of money?
Wow, I like how he's a straight shooter. He's calling it like it is. He's like, no.
You don't understand what it's like. You have no idea. Sure, to you could conceptualize it like, hey, I can't get dinner tonight because I got to make this last the whole month.
I want to see her live like this for a month and put her through what he's going through. Make her do all the work that he's doing.
I think I can understand that it can be tough, but I think I'm here to kind of see it for myself. Do you feel like this is something that is on your mind like every...
You know what? This reminds me of like the rich kid version of Scared Straight. You know when you were a kid and like you would stay home from school and there'd be like daytime television sometimes and Maury Povich would do the Scared Straight. They'd basically get these teenagers who are out of control, put them in jail for a day, and then they just get all roughed up by some of the inmates and they kind of scare them straight. This seems like the rich kid affluent lifestyle version of that. They just put them in the lifestyle of like a normal person and then they flip out. It's wild to watch this.
I honestly can say to you with open heart that I do not have £50 worth of saving in my account to leave them to our kids. That's our life, and I can't be any more open and honest about that. So what's your financial situation?
Wow, but then again, you don't want to make this like a compare, because everyone is different, and you could always find someone else worse off than you. You could always find someone else richer than you. So no matter what, it's just what you look at. Do you want to look up at all the people doing better or look down at all the people doing worse? It's just a matter of perspective at this point.
I don't work. I'm a student full-time.
Okay.
And
Oh, look at her. She is sitting there so smug. His wife has not said a word. She's just sitting back. Oh, you do. She's thinking all of this thing. I want to see what's going on in her mind right now.
I don't have a budget where I've sat down and I've get like a certain amount of money a month. So
I mean, do you have any idea how much you spend in a month?
She should at least understand how much she's draining from the bank accounts, you know, at least conceptualize and understand just how hard it is to make money. And that's the one thing that's always stuck with me for some reason. It's so strange. I still think of everything in terms of how many pictures I could take of coral. Now, for those that don't know, when I was in high school, I would take pictures of fish and coral as like a part-time job after school. I'd get paid $1 for every picture I could take of fish and coral. And sometimes if I were like really grinding this out, I would be able to make, you know, like 20, 30 bucks an hour. Like if I'm really going for it, I'd work a few hours. So obviously it's not something I could do like 20 hours a day. But I still think of things and like, wow, this is X amount of hours of work back then. So those experiences really stick with you, and like still to this day, I would think of everything, like smaller expenses in terms of how many hours that would take me back then. The larger expenses, like I can't conceptualize that. Yeah, the little tiny things, that's where I tend to penny pinch.
What's the biggest you've asked your parents a month and you've spent it?
I went to Monaco for a week. Whilst I was there, I probably spent about £5,000.
Wow, imagine just going on vacation just casually on a whim, spending an extra £5,000. Now for those that aren't aware, I'm guessing that's about probably $8,000 US, so just boop, gone, because she wanted to go shopping.
Wow.
But that's a one-off. It's not like a...
You know, that right now could take us out of our overdraft and our credit card bills, couldn't it?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing sometimes with not having money. It could be more expensive to be poor, because here's the thing. I guarantee on his credit cards, he's probably paying minimum 12% interest, maximum 30%. My guess is he's probably paying about 18, 19% interest on that. It would be cheaper for him to have money to pay that off than it would be not to pay it off and be in debt and have to pay those insane credit card interest rates.
I understand that it might be a shock for them, the kind of things that I do, but I hope that they don't judge me based on those things.
Well, it's hard not to judge you based on those things, because first of all, that's the entire episode. But secondly, that's so far the only thing we've gotten from you, with very little other substance besides, going to medical school. But besides that, the whole thing has been around followers and how much she spends. I guarantee they probably filmed way more than that, and they craft this entire episode around that narrative. But so far, from our perspective too, that's all we've gotten from her.
But people like that to go out and spend money just like water, that's what's just upset me. And she keeps saying, she does think about it, she knows the value of money, but I don't think she does really.
No, she doesn't. She won't until she actually works a job like that, spends the equivalent of what they have to spend for like 30 days. I think that's what would do it.
Seppi may be able to afford to eat out twice a day, but with just £50 a month to feed their family, Shaka and Shabnam have to be content with dining at home.
Thank you.
Have to be content with dining. It's nice dining at home. I have to say, you don't have to go anywhere. You make the food. Well, Macy often does a lot of it. So I gotta give credit. I gotta give credit to Macy. Lately, when we're at home, she cooks 95% of the meals. I cook that 5% though. I can make a mean salmon and pasta. That's what I could do. So that's my contribution is salmon and pasta. Everything else, Macy cooks it, but I like dining at home. No issues there.
I also love fashion, and I do a lot of fashion blogging. People send me clothes and I'll just advertise what I'm wearing.
So model them out?
Yeah. So
Oh, wow. Okay. Very nice.
He's like, very, very nice. Okay, again, the depth of field, it's just not there. You're in your dining room, you're not outside. Yeah, I bet he's thinking the same things that I am. Like, aesthetically, the picture is really nothing special.
It's not Seppi's designer gear that's caught Shaka and Shabnam's eye.
Your house looks really nice in the picture.
I'm grateful for it. I think it's very Persian furniture and my dad's really into Persian rugs and stuff like that, so.
They can be really expensive. How much would a typical rug that you have?
The big ones can be around £50,000.
Gosh, I feel so uncomfortable talking about some of that stuff. It's like when you see a family just in such need and you're there talking about a rug that's equivalent to him of more than 2 years of his salary, and you just walking on it, basically. I don't know. I know that's what the episode is about, but to me, it's just, I just get irky talking about that.
My dad didn't have everything easy and handed to him. He worked hard to get to where he is, and if he wants to go out and buy himself 100 grand rugs, then I feel like he's worthy of that because he didn't wake up one morning and money fell into his lap.
But you're fortunate enough to be in that situation where you can go and back and ask your dad, oh look, can I have this X amount, can I have this amount? So
yeah, that's the problem, I think, with raising children like that, because if you work really hard for something, you know the work that goes in, so you appreciate that sort of stuff. But if your children don't get to see that, and they get everything they want, they just grow up with a different mindset. They don't have that, and again, I'm making a lot of generalizations here, so this doesn't apply to everybody, but sometimes they don't have that, that drive or that hunger when they don't get something that they want.
does that ever make you think and stop and think, say, look, should I ask my dad for this amount of money because he's worked really hard for that money? Or should I maybe step back a little bit?
But I actively go to university to get a degree to, in two years' time, work as a doctor and earn my own money so that I don't have to rely on him. But if for the time being he's supporting me and he's okay with it, then I think then that's okay.
You know what? I mean, she's not wrong there. I think what they do with their family is on them. Do I think it's the best for her? Probably not. Probably not. But you know what? Her dad worked hard. He can spend his money however he likes. If they're not hurting anybody in the process besides subjecting people to those Instagram photos, then I don't see any issue with it, really.
Overall, I was homeless for about 11 days. I haven't spoken about that time for a long time with anybody. It's because I wanted you to see what people go through and show you the actual place. This will give you an idea of what it's like.
Oh, how much is that jacket? See, this is where I'm like, if that's some like 4,000 pound jacket and she's just laying down in the rain, at least I had put a blanket there, just out of respect for the jacket.
Honestly, I respected him a lot, but now I have another level of respect for him, definitely.
Yeah, you know what I gotta say, I'm gonna be honest here, I've seen worse. I've seen worse. At least she's open to hearing about other experiences. She's pursuing medicine. Sure, she's spending a lot of money, but you know what? It's her dad's money. If her dad enjoys spending money on her like that, there's no problem. And again, she could be spending more money. And she's pursuing something. She's not just taking a perpetual vacation all the time and saying she's going to do things. I don't think she's doing anything wrong. I think a little perspective would do her well. But again, I think the one thing that she needs, besides smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm, is a good Simply Safe system, which again, you could get down below in the description.
Graham, you forgot to record an outro, man. What do you have to say?
Ah, crap. I forgot to tell everyone to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, of course. And also, don't forget to check out the Iced Coffee Hour, right?
Yeah. Did they check it out yet?
No, I don't think they have, but they should.
Yeah, the link is down below in the description.
Awesome. All right, thanks so much. And what do you have to say until next time?
Until next time.